Hello, my name is Tiffany and I'm glad you're here today. I'll be doing a little bit of an unstuffing and the cash stuffing for my paycheck from March 13th. According to my plans, I've got $673 that I need to distribute. I've already distributed some, but then I'm going to do my roll for my savings challenge, and then I will determine from there what other categories I want to go ahead and put the remaining money in. So first, let's do the unstuffing. And this will be from my subscriptions. I had one that came out that was $100. So I will take that out. And so now I have 535 left in subscriptions. So that covers that. Okay, next I will do the roll for the savings challenge. All right, so we'll do anything off the trolley. First roll is a 3, and the second roll is a 2, so 3 and 2. So that's going to be $2. And then I'll do a second roll for week 2 of April, a 1 and a 5, and that's going to be $20. Okay. So now that I have that done, let's determine how much I have left over. Minus 25, minus 125, minus 40, minus 50, minus 2, minus 20, 100, 120, 60. So for my Dobby challenge, I'm going to finish putting money into February, and then I will fund March with the leftover from things that have already come out of my budget this month. 60 and then another 120. That leaves $11. Okay. So with $11 left over for now, I will just put that $11 into my emergency fund. And if I need to reallocate that later on in the month after I get my next paycheck, then I will. So I'm going to need a 10, 1, 20 and a 5, 100, a 20 and a 5, 2 20s, 50. I need 2 1s and a 20, 2 100s and a 20. Let's see, a 100, a 50, a 20 and a 10. So that means I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 $100 bills, 2 50s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 20s, 2 10s, 2 5s, and 3 1s. Hi, real quick, editing Tiffany here. I was incorrect on my numbers. So I had 673 to start with. However, these last two challenges, the Dobby challenge from February and March, don't count towards this money. So what I actually have left over is 673 minus 25 minus 125 minus 40 minus 50 minus 2 minus 20 minus 100 minus 120. So I actually have 191 left over. So what I ended up doing was leaving that $11 in my emergency fund for now, and then I will distribute the remaining money into other categories that are not included in my envelopes, all on my budgeting software. So that's what I ended up doing with the actual remaining money. Okay, so let's go ahead and start stuffing. Okay, so for emergency fund, I'm going to have the $11. Travel, 25. So now I have 50, 70, 90, 95, 100 in travel. For Christmas, I'm going to do 125. Okay, so now for Christmas, I have 1, 2, 3, 450, 70, 90, 95, 500. Pictures, I'm going to be putting in 40. So now for pictures, I have 100. And 20, 40, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. For renovations, I'm going to be putting in 50. So now I have 150, 200 in renovations. And I may be spending this soon. I was redoing the outside of my house after a storm last year, and I have left to buy some light fixtures for the outside. So nothing in any of these. So now we'll go to the savings challenges. Okay, so for anything off the trolley, I had 20 and a 2. So $22 total. 20 and a 2. Okay, and then for my 5K savings challenge, March is already fully funded. So now I need to add in April, and I've got the first 2 weeks of April completed. And then, so for that, I will use a purple, a light purple for spring. So I've got the 100 and the 120. So I've got 220 for April. And then for my Dobby challenge, for February, I have finished. That's supposed to be red and it very much looks orange. So I have put in $5 for each pillowcase. So I was able to fully fund February. So for that, I've got $60 to fully fund that. Need that to dry. While that's drying, I will add in March. And for March, I was able to already fully fund this one as well. So that's $120 for March. So right now, I always over budget for my utilities, especially in the spring and fall when I don't have my AC or heater on. And so once those bills come out, I tend to have leftovers, which is why I've been able to already fund this challenge for March. And I'm using green for St. Patrick's Day. You guys probably don't want to sit here and watch me color in a bunch of beanies. These represent the hats that Hermione would knit and leave around in the common room, and Dobby would pick them all up and wear them. Okay, so February is complete. And then March is also complete. Need that to dry a little bit more. Okay, and then before I close this all up, I'm gonna double check and see if I can condense anything. So for January, it's fully condensed. February, I can do a 100. Make that a little bit smaller. And obviously March is going to be fully condensed. So then I can go ahead and grab the April challenge, and this is just going to be Dobby's ears. But go ahead and put that in there, that way it's ready for next month. All right, let's see if I can condense the previous months. Okay, so I can take that out. So let's see what I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can do a 500 for that. And then 1, 2, 10. So oh no, I can do a $1,000 placeholder for that. So 1,210 so far for January through March. That's condensed. And then I will leave that one for now. Let's see if I can condense any of these envelopes. So I've got 5, 6, 7, 8,000, 50, 60, 70, 73. So I can do a 20. I may have to uncondense that to be able to exchange that $11 if I need to put it somewhere else, but 50, 70, 90, 95, 100. $100 in small trips travel. For Christmas, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 450, 70, 90, 95, 500. $500 now in Christmas. For pictures, I have 1, 20, 40, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. That's as condensed as it can get. For renovations, 150, 200. Can do a 100 for that. Now renovations is fully condensed. Gifts, I still have 25. These should all already be condensed because I condensed them after the last one. Yeah. Subscriptions, that should be fully condensed as well. Yes. All right. So that's everything for this week. Thank you so much for joining me, and see you next time.